Okay, so if you're a business owner, you know the goal is to become that go-to authority in your space. But let's be real. The actual work of creating content every single week, it can feel completely overwhelming. So in this explainer, we're going to break down a model that's designed to fix that exact problem, how to scale your authority without it turning into a second full-time job. And this quote right here, this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's the number one frustration we hear. You know you should be out there sharing what you know, but before you know it, it feels exactly like this. A second job you never, ever signed up for.
And what does that second job actually involve? Well, it's so much more than just talking into a mic or a camera. It's the whole shebang. You got to do the recording, then the super tedious editing, then you have to figure out posting it everywhere, and maybe the toughest part of all, just staying consistent, week in and week out. It's a grind.
And all of this leads to what we call the content creation trap. It's this built-in conflict, You're trying to run your actual business, the one that pays the bills, but you're also expected to be a full-time content creator. For most people running a company, there just aren't enough hours in the day to do both of those things really well.
So what's the way out? Well, the core idea we're going to dig into today is a system. An engine that's built from the ground up to get you out of that trap. It's all about letting you build that authority you want, but without the burnout that comes with that dreaded second job. The solution is something called the one-session model. And really, the name kind of says it all. The whole idea is about getting maximum leverage, taking one single, focused conversation and turning that into a content engine that works for you.
And here's where it all begins. The entire process kicks off with this one single event. It's not a weekly thing. It's just one brief, guided authority session where all you have to do is talk about what you know best. No fancy studio, no complicated tech, none of that.
And look at how simple these guiding questions are. This isn't some high-pressure exam. They're just prompts designed to get you talking naturally about your business. The whole point is to capture the expertise that's already in your head, using the exact words you'd use with a client. This chart just lays out the difference so clearly. On the left, you've got the traditional grind, right? The weekly recording, the tech headaches, and the fact that you have to script, edit, and post everything yourself. But on the right, the model is totally flipped. One session, no special setup. Your only job is to just answer questions. So the big question is probably, okay, how does one single session become a whole ecosystem of content? That's a great question. So let's pop the hood and see how this engine actually works.
It honestly boils down to just two simple steps. First, you have your guided authority session, and second, the engine gets built for you. That's pretty much it. You provide the raw material, your expertise, and the system takes care of all the heavy lifting.
And what does that engine actually spit out every week? Well, from that one conversation, you get a professionally produced podcast episode, a deep dive article for your website, a YouTube video, a bunch of short clips for social media, and this is the best part, it's all published for you. I mean, that is massive leverage from one little input. Another huge detail is just how fast this all happens. We're not talking about some 6-month project. The timeline is simple. You have your session, and then boom, within just 2 to 3 weeks, your entire content machine is live and working for you. Okay, so we've covered the how, but let's talk about the why. Why is this model so powerful right now? Well, it's because the whole game of search and online visibility has completely changed, especially with AI entering the picture. So let me just ask you, how do you search for things now? Think about the last time you used Google or asked an AI a question. I bet it's way different than how you search for stuff even just a few years ago. We're not just typing in 2-word keywords anymore, right? We're asking full questions. We're looking for real expertise. We're asking things like, who really specializes in this exact thing I need help with? Or we're looking for proof. We're asking, who has a track record with this kind of problem? We're not just looking for a business with good keywords. We're looking for an authority who has proven they know what they're talking about. And here's the kicker. This is exactly what the new algorithms are designed to find. Search engines, AI, they're all actively hunting for these signals. Clarity in what you do, patterns that show you're consistent, a clear specialization, and a deep body of work that demonstrates your expertise over time. And that right there brings us to the ultimate goal. When you have a content engine that is consistently putting out those signals, you start to build real, lasting digital authority. You become that go-to expert that both people and the algorithms are looking for. There's actually a name for this concept, organized authority. It's the total opposite of just throwing random posts out there and hoping something sticks.
Instead, it's a deliberate, organized process of connecting your name to your area of expertise again and again.
So what's the long-term payoff here? Well, you're building a searchable, AI-visible foundation for your business. It's a digital asset that you completely own. Your voice, your content, it's all yours. And it gives you that long-term visibility without the crushing weight of that second job.
So we'll end on this question to chew on. What if, instead of you constantly having to chase an audience, you could build a system where your expertise, when it's articulated clearly and consistently, could actually build its own audience for you? That's the real promise behind this whole model.